The world is run by governments, powerful leaders, and billion-dollar corporations, or so we think. But what if I told you that behind all of them, there is a company that holds more power than any president, any bank, or any billionaire? A company so massive that it controls trillions of dollars, yet most people don't even know its name. That company is BlackRock. BlackRock is the largest asset manager in the world. It doesn't make cars, smartphones, or social media apps. Instead, it manages money, lots of it, more than $10 trillion. That's more than the entire economies of China, Japan, and Germany combined. But BlackRock doesn't just manage money, it controls it. It owns shares in nearly every major company you can think of: Apple, Google, Amazon, Tesla, Microsoft, and banks. It has a stake in industries that shape the world, from energy to healthcare, from technology to media. In some cases, BlackRock is the biggest shareholder of competing companies at the same time. If you own a retirement fund, invest in stocks, or even have a bank account, there's a chance your money is tied to BlackRock, whether you know it or not. But it's not just corporations. BlackRock also has deep connections with governments. It advises world leaders, central banks, and financial institutions on economic policies. In fact, during financial crises, the US government has turned to BlackRock for advice and even handed them control over bailout funds. And then there's something even bigger, something even more powerful. BlackRock doesn't just rely on human decision-making. Hidden inside this company is a supercomputer called Aladdin, an artificial intelligence system that processes trillions of dollars every single day. This AI predicts market crashes, influences stock prices, and even tells governments where to invest. Most people have never heard of BlackRock. Even fewer know about Aladdin. But this company is shaping the future of the world's economy, right now in real time. So the question is, does BlackRock control the world? And if it does, who is controlling BlackRock? BlackRock, a name that sounds like a technology company or maybe an oil giant, but it's neither. It's something far bigger, something far more powerful. BlackRock is an asset management company. But what does that actually mean? Let's break it down in the simplest way possible. Imagine you have extra money and you want to invest it. You could buy stocks, real estate, or maybe even gold. But managing investments is risky, and most people don't know where to start. That's where BlackRock comes in. Big companies, governments, and even regular people give their money to BlackRock, and BlackRock invests it for them. In return, BlackRock takes a small fee. But here's the key. BlackRock doesn't just do this for a few people. It does this for thousands of corporations, banks, and even entire countries. Right now, BlackRock manages over $10 trillion in assets. That's more money than the entire economy of Germany, Japan, and the UK combined. This means BlackRock has a stake in almost everything: tech companies, banks, real estate, energy, and even food production. If you've used a smartphone, taken a flight, or even bought groceries, there's a good chance you've contributed to BlackRock's empire without even knowing it. But here's what makes BlackRock different from other investment firms. It doesn't just invest money. It also has the power to vote in corporate decisions. That means BlackRock can influence how companies operate, how much CEOs get paid, and even what policies companies follow. And it's not just corporations. BlackRock has deep ties to governments. It advises central banks, helps shape financial regulations, and even plays a role in how countries respond to economic crises. So, in simple terms, BlackRock is like a financial empire. It doesn't own everything, but it controls so much that it might as well. And because its influence is spread across industries, markets, and governments, it's nearly impossible to escape its reach. But how did one company get this much power? To understand that, we need to look at how BlackRock became the giant it is today. BlackRock wasn't always the financial empire it is today. In fact, it started as just another small investment firm fighting for survival on Wall Street. So how did it grow into the most powerful company in history? The story begins in 1988, when a man named Larry Fink and a group of investors founded BlackRock. At the time, it was just a small risk management firm helping clients make smarter investments. But Fink had a vision. He didn't just want to manage money. He wanted to control risk, and he had the perfect strategy to do it. BlackRock created Aladdin, a revolutionary technology that could analyze financial risk better than any human. By the 1990s, BlackRock wasn't just an investment firm. It was becoming the brain of Wall Street. Big banks, corporations, and even governments started relying on BlackRock's technology to manage their investments. And the more money they trusted BlackRock with, the bigger it grew. Then came the 2008 financial crisis, the moment that changed everything. When the US economy collapsed, banks were failing, people were losing their homes, and Wall Street was in chaos. The US government needed help. And who did they call? BlackRock. The Federal Reserve and the US Treasury handed BlackRock unprecedented power, allowing it to manage billions of dollars in bailout money and decide which companies survived and which failed. Overnight, BlackRock went from being a big player to being the ultimate player. It had not only survived the biggest economic disaster of modern history, it had profited from it. From that moment on, BlackRock was no longer just an investment firm. It became the financial institution that even governments relied on. And it didn't stop there. BlackRock continued expanding, buying up competitors and acquiring massive stakes in global corporations. It moved into real estate, energy, technology, healthcare, and even media. Today, BlackRock controls over 10 trillion in assets. It has influence over more than 5,000 companies worldwide. It advises world leaders, central banks, and even shapes financial laws. And unlike banks, it has almost no regulation. So how did BlackRock become the most powerful company in history? By turning money into influence, technology into control, and financial crises into opportunity. But the real question isn't just how BlackRock became so powerful, it's how it uses that power. And to understand that, we need to look at how BlackRock makes money. BlackRock is everywhere, but most people have no idea how it makes money. It doesn't sell products like Apple. It doesn't offer services like Google. So how does BlackRock generate billions of dollars in profit every year? The answer is simple. BlackRock profits without you even realizing it. At its core, BlackRock is an asset management company, which means it takes money from investors and invests it on their behalf. These investors include governments, pension funds, banks, and even regular people. But here's the secret. BlackRock doesn't own all this money. It simply controls it. It's like a middleman deciding where trillions of dollars should be invested. And in return, BlackRock takes a small fee from every transaction. It may seem small, but when you're managing $10 trillion, even tiny fees add up to billions. One of the most profitable tools BlackRock uses is called exchange-traded funds, ETFs. ETFs are like baskets of stocks that investors can buy into. Instead of buying just one stock like Apple or Tesla, an investor buys a whole collection of stocks at once. And who controls some of the biggest ETFs in the world? BlackRock. Through its iShares ETF brand, BlackRock manages over $3 trillion in ETF investments. Every time someone buys or sells an ETF, BlackRock earns money. But here's where it gets interesting. BlackRock doesn't just invest in companies. It also has voting power over them. Since it owns shares in thousands of corporations, it has a say in how these companies are run. It can influence who becomes CEO, what policies companies follow, and even what industries they invest in. This is where BlackRock's power goes beyond just money. It's not just managing investments, it's shaping the future of businesses, industries, and even government policies. And here's something even more surprising. You might already be helping BlackRock make money without realizing it. If you have a retirement fund, chances are some of it is managed by BlackRock. If you have life insurance, part of it might be invested by BlackRock. If you have a bank account, your bank might be using BlackRock to manage its reserves. Everywhere money moves, BlackRock is quietly collecting its share. And it doesn't stop at stocks and ETFs. BlackRock also buys real estate, finances infrastructure projects, and invests in energy companies. It's one of the largest landlords in the world, owning stakes in companies that buy up homes and rent them out at higher prices. So, BlackRock doesn't just make money through investment fees. It makes money by influencing markets, guiding corporations, and controlling industries. It's not a bank. It's not a tech company. It's something far more powerful. A company that profits not just from its own decisions, but from the decisions of entire economies. This is just part 1 of our series on BlackRock. Stay tuned for part 2, where we continue our deep dive into this financial giant. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe so you don't miss it. Turn on notifications to be the first to know when part 2 drops.